Hi folks, and welcome back to the channel. I've just headed out for a couple of days wild camping here in the forgotten corner of Scotland, Galloway Forest Park, Loch Truel to be precise. You can see the loch behind me. Amazing scenery in this part of Scotland. Yeah, they call it the forgotten corner because most people tend to just drive straight past and up towards Glasgow to get into the Highlands. But the lowlands of Scotland are an incredibly stunning place, and obviously you're in Scotland, so you have the right to wild camp in accordance with the Scottish Access Code. So that's what I'm doing for the next night or two. So I'm just having a bit of a mooch around to try and find somewhere suitable to put the tarp and the hammock up. I'm not really an expert in hammock camping. This is just the third time I've done it, and I found that you need to find trees about 4 meters apart. Seems to be perfect for me. We've also got to be really wary about standing deadwood. I mean, there's a tree just here behind me, that one there. You can see how rotten it is. In fact, it's almost falling now. I'm not gonna be putting my hammock anywhere near that beast. So I've had a good look around this outcrop, and I've decided to camp right at the edge of it here. Well folks, I've managed to get the tarp up, and this is the DD Frontline Hammock. So I've had this for a couple of months now. Like I said before, this is the third time I've used it. So I've learned a few lessons. The first time I put it up, my head was above my feet, and the same thing happened to Triss as well. So she woke up in the middle of the night and she'd kind of slid all the way down, and I had as well. So you've got to put it so your feet are a little bit above your head, and that makes things a lot more comfortable. And on our last wild camping trip in Haweswater in the Lake District, it absolutely hammered down. I mean, torrential rain all night long, and my hammock got absolutely soaking. It was underneath the tarp like this, but I didn't have enough distance between the trees, so the tree hugger kind of came straight down onto the hammock. So as the water ran down the trunk of the tree, it kind of just continued onto the whoopee sling and the tree hugger, and then just straight into the hammock. So I woke up and I actually had this cap, and I chucked it behind us when I went to sleep. And I woke up at about 4 o'clock in the morning, and I put my hand behind my head to find my light, and I picked the cap up, and the cap was absolutely wringing wet. So I kind of put my hand behind the sleeping bag, and the whole thing was just absolutely soaking. So that was a bit of a lesson. But the other end was fine because I had a lot of distance, and the whoopee sling was kind of much more horizontal, whereas at the other end it was almost vertical. So that's another lesson I've learned. But touch wood, it's not going to rain tonight, but I'm still going to make sure to level the tray huggers and the whoopee slings off just to avoid that problem again. So I think I might open a beer actually. Like, it's hard work this. It's about 5:30. It's respectable enough for midweek. Well, as you can see behind me, the sun's beginning to set, so I've got the hammock all set up, so when it gets dark I'm just ready to jump in. I'll give you a look at how it's set up then. So we've got the tray huggers here and the whoopee slings, and then the hammock itself. It has a bug net on it, which is brilliant, and I reckon that this mesh is fine enough to keep out the Scottish midge. So that'll be great when you're wild camping up here in the summertime. I've got the Dura 2 extra large sleeping bag in there. It's specifically designed for a hammock. It's got the zip down the middle, so it's easy to get in. It's I guess it's a 4-season one. It's rated down to -5, so it keeps you warm enough. And then underneath I've got the DD under blanket, which kind of just hangs underneath the hammock. And it acts as like an underquilt. The theory is it traps warm air underneath you. It works alright so far, but to be honest, I haven't really tested it in super cold conditions. The last couple of times I've had an Icelandic sheepskin tucked in between the hammock, because this has it's like a double layer, so you can fit something underneath, maybe an airbed or a blanket if you want. If you see there, you can get your hand in. So I've used an Icelandic sheepskin in there, and it is so warm, it's unbelievable. But I haven't brought it with me today because the temperature is due to get down to about 6 degrees tonight, which is actually quite mild. The sleeping bag should take care of that. Well, this is going to be the kitchen for this evening. I've got a bit of, what is it? Tilda coconut basmati rice, bit of chicken breast, and a Sainsbury's creamy korma. So that's all going to be getting done over an alcohol stove, I think. That's just about me done. I've had some food, I've had a couple of beers. I think it's only about 7:30, but I'm just gonna get in the hammock and read me book for an hour or two, and then probably get some shut eye and have an early morning. It's quite near to the Southern Upland Way here. It's maybe only about 50 metres away, and I'm guessing there'll be people walking past in the morning. I don't want to see some hairy arse northerner swinging in a hammock half asleep, so I'll get up early, I reckon. Well, morning folks. I have to say that was a great wild camp. Woke up to some fantastic views. The loch's really calm. I can see fish jumping on this side. So it's a real shame I couldn't get me rod down here and do a bit of fishing. But yeah, it was really warm last night. The under blanket and that DD sleeping bag do a real good job. And also the fine netting around the hammock, that keeps a lot of warmth in as well. When I opened it up this morning I could really feel the cold rushing in. So yeah, really comfortable. It's about 7 o'clock. It got light at about 5:15, about 5:30, 5:45. There's been a lot of bird action. I don't know if you can hear the woodpecker behind. That started about 5:30. Been plenty of geese flying around. Heard a few owls last night, and a couple of birds of prey as well. But yeah, I mean, what a fantastic place to come and sleep, and what a great place to wake up in the morning. So calm and still. I might pack my stuff away now and just hang around for an hour or two, get some breakfast and get a coffee on.
After leaving Lochtrill, I stopped at the Glentrill Visitor Centre for lunch before driving north along the quiet and remote Newton Stewart Road. And I eventually found myself on the Carrick Forest Drive, which is one of only 2 legal dirt track roads through the forest park, the other being the Raiders Road. So I continued east along the route until I arrived at the shores of Loch Doon and decided to have a look around for a good wild camping location.
I've arrived at Loch Doon, so I managed to get around the entire Carrick Forest Drive. So I've parked at the moment all the way down there at the edge of Loch Doon, and I'm just looking for somewhere to hang the hammock tonight. So I've just walked up this hill a bit. As you can see, it's actually quite a nice forest. I haven't had much luck. I've been looking as I came down through the forest drive, although I didn't really want to spend the night on it. But this forest looks good. It's late afternoon now. I've done a fair bit of hiking around the lake. Really picturesque area, Loch Doon. And I've decided on a camp spot. Just got the tarp set up here. I'm trying to experiment with a different formation because there's the wind coming in from that direction. I'll just show you how I've got it set up. It's not forecast for any rain tonight, but even if there is a shower, that should keep the worst of it off me. And it gives us this nice barrier against the wind here. I've just pegged it in around the side there and put a guy line coming out. You can see how it's moving a bit there in the wind, but that should give us a bit of protection so I can do a bit of cooking. So the sun's setting in that direction, so hopefully it should come up over here, give us a nice view of the loch in the morning. I promise I'm not being sponsored at all by DD, but they even have their own little beer can holder. They really have thought of everything. Just going to clip that on there. Just keep me ale in there so I don't drop it. I'm going to get the firebox stove out now. It's actually got really cold. The sun's going down. It's a clear sky. The wind's picked up and it's feeling a bit chilly. But hopefully if the sky remains clear, I should be able to get a decent bit of night photography done, because this is one of the UK's only designated dark sky areas. So fingers crossed. But yeah, that is great. Well folks, it's that time again. It's getting dark. Must be about 7 o'clock now. I managed to get the firebox stove on using some of the old pine that's lying around here. I've got a lovely steak knocked up and a bit of rice. Let's hope it's a quiet night. Morning folks, that was a great wild camp. Got a bit cold in the night and I'm glad I kept the tarp in this configuration, because at about 4 or 5 in the morning the wind started to pick up. But yeah, I'm really pleased with the hammock system. I did actually have this coat on that I'm wearing. I had it on last night in the sleeping bag, so it was really warm. But it feels like it might be about 3 or 4 degrees at the moment, perhaps a little bit under that. But yeah, it worked well. So I'm just having a coffee and then I'm gonna get all this gear packed up. It's really quiet around here at the moment. There's just no one around. Heard a car go past at about 6 in the morning and went up the Galloway Forest Drive. That's about it. No one came past last night. Didn't hear any cars or anything. Just out here on your own. It's great. Well folks, that's me done. I've had a great couple of days. The weather's held up. I've had beautiful scenery. I've had a bit of exercise and a bit of relaxation. So now I'm going to head back to the truck, drop this heavy bag off and get a wash. I've got all my rubbish. I've left my campsite absolutely spotless. In keeping with the Scottish access code, leave no trace. Oh yeah, I've had a great time. So I'd just like to say thanks for watching the video and I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.